Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Mr. Kovalt and today we are going to go over how to use conversion factors that are raised to a power. So if I have something that's raised to a power and I need to convert to something that's raised to a power, how do I do that? And so in this episode, in this video, I'm going to go over how do you do that with the conversion factors that we have. So I'm going to go over these two problems and I'll show you what you do when you have if you need to get to a conversion, or if you need to get to a unit that's either a squared unit or a cubed unit, or if you're starting with a squared unit or a cubed unit, what do you do? Okay, so in the first problem, um, the first thing you do with a word problem, is you gotta pull out the information that's in the problem, and then use any relationships that they give you. The relationships are going to be used as conversion factors, and also you need to figure out where you are going to begin and where you're going to end. So here it doesn't really give us any relationships. It says calculate the displacement, and then it tells you what it means by displacement. Calculate the displacement, or what they mean is the total volume of the cylinders through which the pistons move of a 5.7 liter automobile engine in cubic inches. So basically they're giving us the volume of the automobile engine in liters, and they want us to give that in cubic inches. So we're going from liters to a cubic inches. We're inches cubed, right? So how do we do that? So you're going to set up the problem as you did before. So you'll always begin with where they're asking you to begin. So they want us to begin with 5.70 liters. So we're going to do 5.70 liters, and we're going to put it over 1. There's no unit on the bottom. So setting up the ratio, or the fraction. And now I'm going to start to multiply by my conversion factors. So I need equalities. So I need to get from liters to cubic inches. So I need to get to a cubed unit at some point. So what my thought process is, I have liters. How am I going to get to a cubic unit? Well, if I remember that 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter, then all I need to do is, okay, once I get to centimeters cubed, then now I have my cubic unit. Okay, so, but I need to get to milliliters first. So I need to get to milliliters. So I'm going to go from liters to milliliters. And here's my relationship. And so again, just to show you how I got this before, I set up my equality, liters to milliliters, and then what I do is I always put the 1 with the prefix, the unit that has the prefix, and then the base unit gets the prefix multiplier. So milli is 10 to the third, so I'm putting 10 to the third with liters. So now I have my equality, so I can use that. So 10 to the third liters goes on the bottom because liters is on top. So I need to cancel out liters. So 10 to the negative 3 goes on the bottom. 1 milliliter goes on top. So that's my first conversion factor. Now I have milliliters. They want cubic inches. I am not done. I need another conversion factor. So I'm going to start another conversion factor. So I have milliliters on the top, so I want milliliters on the bottom. So this time, now I can use my 1 milliliter is to 1 centimeter cubed. So 1 milliliter is on the bottom, and 1 centimeter cubed is on top. So I put this side goes on the bottom, the other side goes on top, and now my milliliters cancels out. Now I have centimeters cubed. I need inches cubed. So what do? So you first start with the relationship between inches and centimeters. So here I have my inches and my centimeters, so I'm just going to use that. Okay? So I have centimeters cubed here. I need to put centimeters cubed on the bottom. So where do I get centimeters cubed? Well, if I know that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, then I can just put centimeters on the bottom, and I'll put 2.54 on the bottom. And then I take the 1 inch and I put it on top. So I have centimeters cubed here, but I only have centimeters here. How do I get centimeters cubed? Well, if I cubed everything, then I could get centimeters cubed. But if I cube the bottom, then I need to cube the top to keep it the same relationship. So all I do is I just cube the whole thing. So everything inside gets cubed. So my inches get cubed, my centimeters get cubed, 1 gets cubed, and then the 2.54 gets cubed as well. So everything is cubed inside the parentheses. So I cube everything. Now I have my centimeters cubed. So if I rewrite this, let's rewrite this so it's not as dirty, so it's clearer. So here I have 1 cubed, centimeters cubed, 2.54 cubed, cubed, and then I have my, that's inches cubed. This is inches cubed and centimeters cubed. So now I have my cubed unit. So at this point, I can cancel out my centimeters cubed. So my centimeters cubed gets canceled out. I have my inches cubed, and now I am done. So I have inches cubed. So now I have everything. So now all I do is I multiply across the top. I divide by the bottom. And then that answer is going to come to 347. So this is equal to 347.835 inches cubed. Now, once again, I can't keep all of these numbers. I need to determine how many sig figs to figure out how many sig figs to keep. And so now I need to go back to my multiplication and division. Remember, the rule is your answer can only have the same number of sig figs as the numbers or the measures that you multiplied and divided, the least number of sig figs that you multiplied and divided. So we got to go back to our conversion factors and figure out what is exact and get rid of it or ignore it. Because we're not going to use those to figure out sig figs, because exact relationships have an infinite number of decimal places, so we can ignore anything that is exact. So we can ignore this. So this is exact, even though it's centimeters to inches. That's an exact relationship between the metric system and the English system. Normally if it was a relationship between English and metric, that would be a measure, but this is an exact relationship, so we can ignore that. Centimeters cubed to milliliters, that's exact relationship, metric to metric volume, so we can ignore that. Milliliters to liters, that is metric to metric volume, we can ignore that. So the only thing we need to worry about is the measure that they gave us in the beginning, 5.70, that is 3 sig figs. So we are only allowed 3 sig figs. So 1, 2, 3. So after this, the digits are insignificant. So we have an 8 here, so we need to round this to an 8. So then our answer becomes 348 inches cubed. So that is the volume we would report. So what about the next one? So let's do this one really quickly. So how many cubic centimeters are there in 2.11 yards? So again, this is more straightforward. It's we start here and they want cubic centimeters. So this is what they gave us. This is what we want. So we start with 2.11 yards over 1. Again, no units. And so now we start our converting. So we need a relationship between yards and something else so that we can get started. We want to get to cubic centimeters. So it doesn't matter what equation or not equation, what equality or what conversion factor you use, as long as you're using the conversion factors properly and it gets you to where you're going, right? It might take you a little bit longer or shorter depending on what conversion factors you use. So we can use 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, right? So, and this is yards cubed. So we have cubic yards. So we're starting with cubic yards. And again, if I use this, I'm going to have yards on the bottom. So 1 yard on the bottom, and I put 3 feet on top. Because I have cubed here, I need to cube everything to get my cubed units. So the 3 gets cubed, feet gets cubed, the 1 gets cubed, and yards gets cubed. Now I have my cubic yards, so cubic yards cancels out. Now I have feet cubed on the top. Now I can go from feet, I need centimeters cubed, so now I can go from feet. If I can get to inches, then I can go to centimeters, right? So I want to get feet to inches, so I'm going to convert 1 foot equals 12 inches. So now I can take feet, so 1 foot goes on the bottom, 12 inches on top. I need the cubed units, so now I can cube everything on the top and bottom to get my cubed units. So cubed feet cancel out. Now I have inches cubed. So now I need centimeters cubed. So now I can do this relationship here. So now I can do 1 inch on the bottom, 2.54 centimeters on top. I need the cubed units, so cube this, cube the unit, cube the 1, cube the inches. Now my inches cubed can cancel out. Now I have my centimeters cubed, and this is going to be a large number. Okay, so the answer is going to be, let me write this down. So the answer here is going to be 1613210.75. So, and that's centimeters cubed. So again, you have to figure out your number of significant figures. So you eliminate, you ignore what's exact because that's going to be infinite number sig figs. And you only look at what the measures are going to be, what measurements are. So again, we said this 1 inch to centimeters is 2.54 centimeters is exact. So that's exact. 1 foot, this is English to English. Length English, 1 foot to 12 inches, that's exact. English to English, feet to yards, that's going to be exact. So once again, the only thing we need to worry about is the unit or the sig figs in our original, which is 2.11. So that's 3. So we're only allowed 3 sig figs here. So 1, 2, 3. So we got to cut it off here. So once again, you got to just replace everything with zeros. So this is going to become 1610000 centimeters cubed, and then that would be your answer. You can write this in scientific notation. So you could do 1.61 times 10 to the 6 centimeters cubed, like that. So 3 sig figs. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for joining me. Like the channel, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you later.